Hi guys, it's a cold, wet and windy day outside, so I'm inside looking at ideas, been looking at Pinterest, and I've come up with something I can put a rubber band on. It's one of those toys that climbs up a piece of string. So I have some string. I've looked at several different versions. They're all the same mechanism, but they have been dressed up to look different. So there's monkeys and climbers and animals, other animals that climb up this piece of string. I'll show you with these. I was going to use lolly sticks, but I found I'd got these in the same box. So they all basically look the same. You've got a body and an arm. That's fixed, so you glue that, it's a right angle. In fact, you have two of them. So you've got two arms. Then you've got two legs. And the legs are pivoted there. So the arms stay still, the legs can move up and down. And the way it works, at this end the string is free to move, but there's a bit of tension on it, so it grips a little bit. At the bottom end you have two pegs going through, so it forms a bit of an S shape. And the way it works, as you pull down here, that actually pulls some of the string through where this is gripped, and then this is where the rubber band comes in. A rubber band is hooked around here so that when you release this, the legs pull back up again. So that stays where it is, but when this comes back up again, you'll see that gets shorter, the distance between there and there. And then when you pull down on this again, see we're pulling the string through. Now at the moment this isn't moving. If this was hanging in the air, pulling that down there means actually this fella is moving up the string in that direction. So I need to drill some holes in here. I need a pivot point and then a couple of pegs going through there to give us the S shape. And at this end you need to glue that in place, and at this end you have a peg going through to stop the string sliding all the way up. It's got to stay at the end, but it also needs to grip it slightly. I've seen some people put felt on the inside to give it a bit of friction. I've seen another one where there's actually a screw in there and you can adjust the tension to get a fine adjustment. So I'm not quite sure what I'll do, but I will drill some holes and see if we can make it work. I'll try and do this fairly step by step. For the body, I'm going to glue two of these together just to make it a bit thicker. There's probably an optimum weight as well to help it to work. You could use toothpicks. I think I'll use barbecue skewers. I have found that quite often this wood splits if you try and drill it too fast, so I'll take it gently. Okay, so that's the hands. And for the legs, we want 3 holes, one at that end, one sort of about halfway, and one at that end. Been a bit generous with the size of that hole. Although, yeah, I've got different sized bits of bamboo skewer, so that should be alright. Right, that'll hold it still while I drill the other holes. So, pivot point, peg and peg. How's that coming on? Right. That's the general idea. I need to glue that on there as well. I could drill a hole through, put a peg through, and then glue it. That'll help hold it all in place then, won't it? In fact, if I do that, I can probably hook the rubber band over the back there. You can probably hear it's raining even harder outside now. I've just trimmed the bamboo canes off there, so nice and smooth. So now we need to pivot, get this the right way round. Yeah, that's going to go on there roughly. I need to pivot at this end. And that does need to be nice and loose so it moves easily. Might even pay to put a bit of candle wax on there to make sure it's nice and free. Yeah, I might do that. So I just happen to have some candle wax here from doing my pop boats. Now I need to cut some dowels the right width to go through there. I'll make it a little bit longer, then we can hook the rubber band over as well. So yeah, I'll make it about that long. These are slightly different sized bits of bamboo that I'm using, so we get a tight fit and a loose fit. So that's a nice loose fit, whereas that one and that one are a tight fit. And the rubber band I'll hook over there and over there. If I leave that unglued at the moment, we can probably adjust the tension a little bit, because that's a good tight fit in there, because this end has to grip the string. We'll give that a try and see what happens. Rubber band. Right, what sort do we need? That looks a bit too loose. Might work. Right, that should pull fairly easily. And then here it should be a tight fit. And it might work. Well, there we are, on a bit of string attached to the ceiling. Just give it a first test. So we pull it down. You can see the string is sliding down this way, and as I release it, the rubber band pulls it up again. So it's moved up a tiny bit. Pull it down again. Up he goes. Oh, pulled in too far. Overdid it. So that's worth knowing. Probably ought to have a stop on there so you don't pull it too far. Oh, did it again. So it'd be a good idea if I put something on there that stopped us pulling it too far. As long as I'm gentle with it. Made it. Brilliant. Well, I'm going to draw a face on him now, and we'll give it a close-up. Well, I've coloured him in. So, it is very easy to pull this string too hard so he flips back the other way. So if I was going to make another one of these, I'll put some sort of a stop there so you don't accidentally pull it too hard, like that. Oh, he went back anyway. And there we are, all the way to the top. The only thing is, the only way to get him down again is to get up there and pull him down. So, just in case you didn't catch how the front bit works, that's squeezed together and that's gripping the string, giving it just that little bit of tension. Oh, can't do it with one hand. There we go. So that's just putting a little bit of tension on the string to stop it sliding backwards. So when you pull it, it comes through, but when you release it, it grips it. Pull it, comes through, release it, it grips it. Actually it slipped a bit then, didn't it? That's why I've left it so I can adjust the tension. Obviously you can dress it up and make it look like whatever you like. But I'm pleased with that. 6 popsicle sticks and a bit of bamboo for the pegs going through, and a rubber band and some string. Job done. Just a final little clip at the end here. I've repositioned that rubber band and now I don't overextend it. So obviously you can just play around the position of that rubber band and get the best result.